Greetings, I'm Zak, and today I'm doing something slightly different. This is almost like a part 2 to a previous video where I did a mystery box unboxing from TEMU yet again. That was great fun. I mean, if you want to go check that video out, great. But in that particular mystery box, I did kind of uncover an item that does require a bit of construction, and that is kind of this TYCOLE Astronaut. So this is like something that I'm going to have to build, and that is basically what this particular video is about. Now, obviously, I know that there is so much like Lego building stuff out there on YouTube and things, but I thought I'd tackle it from a different angle, be a bit unique, and kind of see. Obviously, because TEMU is renowned for doing things kind of a bit kind of, don't want to say bootleggy, but kind of knockoff versions of things. And in this particular instance, there is a lot of TEMU stuff, kind of poking fun, I don't know, knockoff brands of Lego. And I think, to be fair, it'll be more fun to kind of explore that side of things, because, I mean, this is a box. It's apparently 860 pieces to build this kind of astronaut figure that is apparently 10.83 inches high. Other information on the box is very limited. I did read a bit out in the previous video, but it's basically puzzle building blocks stimulate children's imagination, can better bring parent-child interaction. Let us experience the fun of building it. Okay, and it has feet joints and hand joints. So what I'm going to be doing in this particular video is, first off, I'm going to take a look inside at what's actually inside the box now, but I'm going to be doing a speed build of this particular item, and hopefully when it all formulates and comes together, we will have a bit of a review at the end to see how like close to the mark the figure or build in this instance actually is. It's going to be interesting to maybe do a bit of a comparison with a Lego or an official Lego astronaut, as a bit of a price comparison there as well, so stay tuned for that. But first of all, let's actually see what's in the box, because I really do hope that there's some instructions in here, and if they're in a different language, that is just going to be a lot more complicated to get this done. So first off, let's just dive into this. The seal is broken. Moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. Well, first of all, I'm seeing orange, and I can't see any orange on that particular astronaut design. Oh dear, is that a good start? Maybe not, maybe not. Okay, one bag. 2 bag. 3 bag. 4. 5. Oh, 6. Wow. 7. Maybe there's more than one astronaut in here, I don't know. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 13 bags, unlucky for some, bags of, to be fair, let's be honest, it looks like Lego, and it's basically Lego. It's knockoff Lego, isn't it? Bootleg Lego, and bought from TEMU. A bit of excitement there in the ambiguity of whether or not that's going to actually formulate into the astronaut in question. There is an instruction booklet. Let's see if it is in fact in English. Aha! Right, so this is very, very much to the design of most Lego sets, where they don't actually include, well, much English. We've got metal plating parts, okay, but most of it is done by like pictures and things, so that is really quite useful. It's a big booklet. How many pages has it got in it? So it's also got stickers. Very cool indeed. So it's a 50-page booklet with stickers, 13 bags of knockoff Lego pieces. So let's put it together now and see the end result. So first off, you may have noticed that actually I have had a haircut. That is because basically it actually took quite a while to construct the TYCOLE or TEMU Astronaut knockoff figure. So essentially, talking timeline wise, it took a couple of weeks. In the meantime, we had the Easter break, which was great fun, but finally I found a moment. I found 4 hours actually, and you will obviously have seen in that video that I had a help from the wonderful, ever so wonderful Erin, and I thank you yet again very much, Erin. You are a superstar, and quite honestly, I don't feel as if I could have constructed the finished article without you. So, hands down, big round of applause for you because you are a superstar. So, moving on to the article at hand. It took about 4 hours to construct, but basically this is the finished article, and you can look at that, and it is quite the marvel, I will say. At times it was quite difficult to put together. There is an ever so slight quality difference between this and actual Lego overall, because like this base, it is detachable from the base, but I'm not going to like take it off now. But essentially with this, the base doesn't actually sit flat on a shelf, unfortunately, which to a certain degree is like a great shame. But of all the things on this, I mean, especially that detail on that kind of robotic side of this figure, which like is amazing, is probably like the main kind of negative towards this. Now, obviously, talking about this, there was a few instances in the instructions where it did get a bit confusing. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this particular article to the newcomer to building, and especially considering I haven't built something Lego-like in many years. So this was definitely not a beginner's piece. If I quickly find the box, it was indeed, if I just recall, 860 pieces all in all. Did it go all together? Did it all work? Yes. However, there is one little bit besides the kind of like stand negative on this particular one. If you notice that there is actually a tiny bit missing there on the shoulder. Just give the camera a good look there. The articulation works really well on the arms, on the legs, on the fingers even, on all the gadgets and gizmos on this. It is absolutely remarkable, and you can see of course the stickers on here as well, which are all again kindly crafted on here by the wonderful Erin. The missing piece, that's what I was talking about. So the thing with that is I actually ended up having a couple of extra pieces in the mix. So if I just bring those up. So we have about one little grey bit, two little grey bits, little white bit, very small, and then this piece here, which is the bit that's supposed to go on that shoulder section. Now, the bit that was missing, obviously, from the instructions to some extent, was obviously there was a design flaw, and as much as we tried to get that to attach like that, the depth of the other bricks just does not allow it, which is a great shame. However, I did do a bit of adventuring, a bit of digging, as there weren't any other extra pieces that would actually fit to that, to the design. So I decided to do a bit of DIY, a bit of a search, and I did find a little 2-stud flat bit here from my Lego, which is white, which if fitting onto here, correct, okay, let's go for my grand design, see if that works. Boom. So, there you go. Just literally slots in there. That's all it needed. On the instructions, that is all it needed to be utterly like perfect in the actual like design booklet. And to be fair, now I've put that on, that's just added that kind of little extra element that really does kind of make it stand out, like when I display this on the shelf. I really, to be fair, looking at this like space, I have had a bit of a reorganize recently, but I do think if I put this astronaut as like a congratulations to my achievement of finally getting that together. I know it's been a long while in the waiting. So, to round up on this particular one, I would probably say, was it worth the money? £16 or thereabouts. I didn't actually buy it. It was actually a gift from an anonymous viewer of the channel. However, I did do a bit of research. I did find out that it was kind of around that kind of £15 to £20 mark. So that kind of gives a bit of appreciation to actually what is actually involved in that, to be fair, because I did, again, further research, looked at the official Lego Astronaut, which came out around £36, and that was discounted in like a main market retailer. So, and that doesn't have the robotic side, which is a very big standout feature of this particular design. So all in all, was it worth the money that was paid on it? Definitely. Does it fit on the shelf and look absolutely fantastic? Yes, it does. Does it all work? Mostly. I did have to add an extra piece in from the Lego I did have elsewhere. However, with that small, like, 2-piece brick, as you saw, that all fits in perfectly. So, that is something I can now look at fondly, and you'll probably see in plenty more videos down the line. So yeah, closing comments. So, do I look to do more of these? I hope so, actually. I had really great fun, especially with Erin doing this with me. It was quite fun. It's not something I have done in a good long while. It is very much like a 3D puzzle. Would I want to do something along the same lines, complexity-wise? Yeah, I think I could manage it with a spare pair of hands, because it was actually quite a good fun doing that together. I know that there's some not Star Wars themed articles on TEMU that are probably worth my time, if you catch my drift, because they are obviously very Star Warsy ships. However, they can't be called Star Wars for obviously copyright reasons and such. Although I actually really enjoyed this figure, building it, it was great fun, and I would really like to do maybe some Star Wars stuff in the future. I think that's very much on the cards. Now, I do see off to my side over there another TEMU mystery box. Now, I keep getting sent these. This one, I believe, is from Chaz, so stay tuned for another Chaz mystery box. Obviously, he's sent some in the past, and they have been an absolute wild ride. Obviously, 3D printed alien facehugger, so what am I expecting? Potentially some film-themed things, maybe even something to build. I don't know, so stay tuned for that. So in the meantime, please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future.